All of this now as a political blame game has erupted in West Bengal after the horrific arson and subsequent murder of 6 women and 2 children in Birbhum district, among others. The Calcutta High Court has taken suo motu cognizance of the matter, given the Mamata government time till tomorrow 2 p.m. to submit a report. The governor of Bengal also turning on the heat on Mamata Banerjee's government. Let's first take a look at the politics that's playing out over Birbhum.
The bloodbath in Birbhum has sent shockwaves across West Bengal. Political murders are not new to the state, but the heinous nature of the crime has sent shivers down everyone's spine. The West Bengal governor, Jagdeep Dhankar, and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee locking horns in what seemed like a full-blown war over the killings. Dhankar questioned Mamata's governance, calling the blaze horrifying violence and arson.
The government of the day has not learned the lesson, even after National Human Rights Commission. By a thorough report in pursuance to a judicial order indicated in West Bengal, the law of the ruler, not rule of law.
Mamata in turn accused the governor of choosing an unfortunate incident to target the state. The Calcutta High Court meanwhile has taken cognizance of the arson case after the West Bengal BJP approached them. Mamata Banerjee has also hit out at the Saffron Party, accusing them of going to court at the drop of a hat.
খানে হাত ছিলেও চলে যাচ্ছে কোর্টে, কাশলেও চলে যাচ্ছে কোর্টে। এতদিন কোথায় ছিলে ভাই? কই উন্নয়নীয় তো কিছু হয় না।
With the chief minister supposedly on the back foot, the opposition is mounting pressure, demanding her resignation.
दर्दनाक हत्या, बच्चों और महिलाओं को घर में ठोस करके आग लगा दिया जाता है। तो इसलिए वो सरकार कुछ भी बोले, ममता बनर्जी पूरा देश में घूम रही है, लेकिन बंगाल को अपने हाथ पर छोड़ दिया।
The Congress has accused the TMC of demonic rule in West Bengal.
ये बंगाल में माँ माटी मानुष की सरकार कहते हैं, वो माँ माटी मानुष की नहीं, वो दस्युओं का ये मतलब ये दानवों का सरकार है। वह मानव राज नहीं बल्कि दानव राज चल रहे हैं।
Bureau Report, India Today.
But what exactly happened in Birbhum in this tragic incident? Villagers allege that this is a revenge killing, a retaliation for a TMC leader's murder on Monday. The BJP has been seeking Mamata's resignation over the killings, demanding a central investigation. But what is happening on ground zero? Well, fear has gripped the village. Many are leaving it after the horrific incident. Surya Gani Roy is on ground zero. He brings you this report.
6 women and 2 children burnt to their deaths. Inside their homes, unable to break open the doors. Their shrieks for help unheeded. The embers of the fire that killed 8 people on Monday night were still there when the India Today team first visited Bakhtoi village in Rampur Hat.
There were people who stayed over here. However, they have locked this place, they have left this place, they have abandoned this place. The proximity to the house from which the incident had happened that night, it's just at a very, very close contact with this particular house. Now, you can look at this house, which has been semi burnt.
Could the deaths have been averted? Why didn't anyone help the victims? The chain of events narrated by witnesses raise several questions.
না পুলিশ আসেনি তখন দেখেনি পুলিশ দেখতে পাইনি ঘরে তো এসে ঢুকে গেলছে পুলিশ কি করে দেখবো
ফায়ার ডিপার্টমেন্ট আগুন যারা নেভায় তারা এসেছিল
হ্যাঁ তারা বলছিল হ্যাঁ
কিন্তু তাহলে নেভাতে পারলো না কেন
নিভাতে দেয়নি
কে নেভাতে দেয়
কে দেয়নি তো বাকি কো জানবো আমরা তো সাথে সাথে বেড়াইনি
তো আপনারা এখানে ছিলেন ফায়ার আগুন
হ্যাঁ
যারা
ঘরের ভিতরে বের ঢুকে আছি
Villagers allege the killings were to avenge the death of Bhadu Sheikh, a TMC Panchayat leader, in a bomb attack on Monday. Bhadu Sheikh and the fire victims are from the same community. and are loyal to the same party, the ruling TMC. The villagers say the victims of the blaze are the family of Sonu Sheikh, an old friend with whom Bhadu fell out.
সোনা থাকতো এখানে নিন ওই যে ভাদুর ভাইটাকে মার্ডার করলে বললে যে সোনারা মার্ডার করেছেন এখন কে মার্ডার করেছে আমরা জানছি না যে সোনারা জেল খেটে ছিল জেল খেটে আর বাড়ি আসেনি এত ভালোবাসা ছিল তখন আর বাপ বেটা ছিল স্যার তখন সোনা ভাদু খা বলতে আমার আব্বা জান এটা 7 বছর আগে থেকে যখন ধান করা ঝামেলা হয়েছিল সেই ঝামেলা নেই ঝামেলা
Fear has gripped Bakhtoi village after the horrific murders. Many houses were locked. Many are leaving in rickshaws with their belongings, worried that the violence could spiral. Birbhum murders have put the national spotlight on the law and order situation in Bengal. The Mamata Banerjee government has formed a 3-member panel to investigate the crime. The police have arrested more than 10 suspects in the case. Only a quick investigation can restore the confidence of the villagers in Bakhtoi and reassure them to return. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's raise the big questions now. Is Bengal the epicenter of political killings in the country at the moment? Has the Mamata government failed on law and order, in particular to rein in TMC workers after their victory last year? What explains this violent streak then in Bengal politics? Joining me now is Shikha Mukherjee, veteran political commentator, joins me from Kolkata. Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya is joining me at the moment. I'm also joined by Sambit Patra. The BJP's spokesperson joins us. Bishwadit Dev, TMC spokesperson and former Advocate General, joins us. Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya is of the CPM, their MP. I appreciate all of you joining me on the show tonight. Let's cut the chase and come to the TMC that has to answer. Bishwadit Dev, I'm going to quote what Jagdeep Dhankar, the governor of West Bengal, has said. In a state suffering unchecked rampant political violence, arson, extortion and murders, a chief minister claiming to be the protector of democracy should have minimally acted against known dreaded Muslims who only survive on state patronage. The claim being made is all these fights within the TMC also are because the government in Bengal is turning a blind eye to the Muslims who rule places like Birbhum. How do you respond?
You see, Mr. Desai, the entire incident is very unfortunate, and the state government led by Mamata Banerjee has already taken up this issue very seriously, and no culprits will be spared. That assurance has been categorically given by the Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal. But unfortunately, you see, the governor of West Bengal is playing politics on this particular issue, and it is most unfortunate on the part of the governor of West Bengal that he is acting as a mouthpiece of BJP. He has turned the Raj Bhavan into a BJP party office, which is not befitting for the office of the governor.
Sir, but he's surely entitled to raise he's entitled to raise a red flag. You've had 23 deaths in the 2018 Panchayat polls, 11 deaths in Lok Sabha 2019, 2019 post-poll violence, 61 deaths, 2020 57 deaths, assembly polls 14 deaths.
That in every, at the drop of a hat, the governor raises a red flag. That is his agenda. That agenda has been set up by the governor at the instance of the BJP.
Sir, agenda or not, 8 innocent lives have been lost. What the governor is doing, sir, the fact is 8 innocent lives have been lost. 8 innocent lives, including women and children, have been lost.
From the day he took over the office of the governor of West Bengal, he is in logarithm. He is doing this,
sir,
and he is always at logarithm with the state government.
Sir,
it is most unfortunate, and it is not befitting for the office of the governor, I must say. He is not a political man.
1 minute, sir.
He should understand.
Okay,
he should understand
you've said,
that
sir,
this is an elected government.
Sir,
it is an elected government, and it is not. This government is not at the mercy of the governor. It has been elected by the people, and Mamata Banerjee has been the 3rd time chief minister of West Bengal, in spite of all the false allegations and the false allegations leveled against the TMC in the 2021 elections.
Mr. Dev, I'm now going to have to...
People of West Bengal gave her a
Sir, I have to... You're on a roll, but I must still ask you. The fact is in Birbhum, 8 people have been tragically burnt alive, including 6 women and children.
We
My
condemn
question,
this.
no,
We
you condemn
this.
the fact is, where was the police?
This is most unfortunate.
Where was the
It is
police?
most
You can't have
unfortunate
revenge
incident.
killings going on like this without any law and order. Where is the police in Birbhum?
You see, in a state, 11 crores, try to understand, a state, 11 crores population, an incident has happened, an unfortunate incident has happened in the midnight. What can the police do? The most unfortunate incident happened.
I was in Birbhum last year covering the elections. The sense I got is that Anubrato Mandal, your TMC leader, runs Birbhum.
I don't know. You see, I'm not talking about Anubrato Mandal. But try to understand what I'm saying. A population of 11 crores in West Bengal. An incident happens in the midnight. What can the police do? Now, once the incident has happened, the government has taken all possible steps. The government has formed a sit. And the investigation is going on. And we have already arrested almost 22 people. 22 persons have been arrested. And the culprits will not be spared.
Okay.
It is a specific assurance by the Honorable Chief Minister of Bengal.
Okay.
We have specifically committed. But unfortunately, there is a conspiracy angle also. And BJP is playing a dirty politics.
Can I get the BJP to respond? You made a lot of allegations. Sir, they must be allowed to respond. Please allow Sambit Patra now. Bishwajit Deb, you are a sir.
Dirty politics.
Okay, you're saying it's dirty politics. Respond to that specific. That what you're doing, Sambit Patra, is playing dirty politics over dead bodies. This is an unfortunate incident. It seems to be prima facie revenge killings between one group of TMC workers and another. You have converted it into a breakdown of law and order. If that was to be the parameter, several other parts of the country, you would have Article 355 imposed at the slightest. Respond.
So Rajdeep, I believe ultimately it is Sambit Patra and the BJP which has to answer, not Miss Nirmam Banerjee. She should not answer. We have to answer. Anyways, let's answer. This is a democratic country. First and foremost, let me condemn the insensitivity of the TMC spokesperson. Insensitivity of Miss Nirmam Banerjee, because Miss Nirmam Banerjee...
No, who's Nirmam Banerjee now? Who's Nirmam? Who's Nirmam Banerjee now?
Everyone knows who is Miss Nirmam Banerjee. I don't have to repeat that.
Let's call her Mamta Banerjee. She's the Chief Minister of the state.
I'll call her Nirmam Banerjee.
Okay.
Anyway,
it's unfortunate.
Just a second.
No, 1 minute, Mr. Dev,
allow me
please
to
put off.
You cannot stop me from speaking. You cannot shout me down.
Please go ahead.
You cannot shout me down. I'll call her Nirmam Banerjee. That's my wish.
Okay, that's your wish. Okay.
Thank you. Miss Nirmam Banerjee, in her statement, said today, in a drop of a hat, if someone coughs and sneezes, the Bharatiya Janata Party goes to the court. At a drop of a hat, and when someone coughs and sneezes, the governor makes a statement. The same was repeated by the TMC spokesperson. Death of 8 people, 6 women, 2 children, charred alive while their homes were closed from outside. The police was a mute spectator. They kept shouting for their lives, but nothing was done to save these women and these children. This is not coughing and sneezing. This is not just drop of a hat. This is insensitivity when they say this is drop of a hat. Secondly, the second insensitive thing that the TMC spokesperson said over here is, what can the police do? We are 11 crore people and it happened in the middle of night. So the police can do nothing if an incident, if a gory murder happens in the middle of the night because the police is sleeping in Nirmam Banerjee's Bengal. And secondly, because there are 11 crore people, the police cannot manage Bengal. This is the excuse that has been given. Now, as far as the Bengal files are concerned, Rajdeep, as far as the Bengal files are concerned, the Bengal files under the TMC is replete with horrendous political murders. Remember, today I was hearing this Nirmam Banerjee and she was saying that eta UP noy, eta Bengal. Yes. Of course, this is not UP. We won Uttar Pradesh election only.
Say what has happened in Hathras.
Can I please not be interrupted? I heard him for 15 minutes.
Mr. Dev. Did you demand CBI?
No, Mr.
You cannot murder me here on the show.
Yeah, just a minute.
You cannot murder my thought process here.
Only one at a time.
Just because you're used to murdering.
Yeah, no. Sambit Patra, it's a serious issue. Let us not reduce it now to the budget. Make your point. Make it with all seriousness.
No, this
this is a serious issue. When you allowed Rajdeep, the spokesperson, to say that this is just a drop of a hat incident, this is just equivalent to cough and sneezing, I was aghast. This is so serious. We should have objected it then and there.
No, he has
Secondly,
not
and
said
most importantly, today Mamata Banerjee said that this is not UP, this is Bengal. Rajdeep, we have won an election in Uttar Pradesh. Did we kill a single Karyakarta of any other political party? Was there a single political murder? Was there a single rape anywhere in Uttar Pradesh because of politics after our victory? No. 23 crore people in Uttar Pradesh, a huge political victory of Bharatiya Janata Party. We did not do any such thing. Only a year ago, 2021, remember what happened in Bengal after the victory of Mamata Banerjee. 50 of Bharatiya Janata Party's Karyakartas were butchered on the streets. 50.
No, that figure
Many
is disputed.
women were raped.
That figure is disputed. He must be very careful with figures. No, those figures are disputed, but you are entitled to say that there was post-poll violence. You are absolutely right about that. There was post-poll violence. We can dispute the numbers.
Rajdeep, just a second, Rajdeep. Let me please tell you one thing. Just a second.
No, there was post-poll violence, Mr.
Rajdeep,
Dev.
will you stop this person?
I'm sorry to say.
No, Mr. Dev, there was post-poll
Please
violence.
stop, Mr. Dev.
These are all cooked up. These are all
Mr. Dev,
please,
this is a
Mr.
debate
Dev.
show. This is not Bengal that you will not allow me to speak. Allow me to speak. And allow me to speak, please, Mr. Dev.
Cross-talk. Mr. Dev,
This kind of indiscipline should not be allowed.
Mr. Dev, let's not say there was no post-poll violence. It was cooked up. That is laughable. But go ahead, Mr. Patra, finish your point quickly.
Rajdeep, what really irks me, which really disturbs me is, I mean, when I said 50 Bharatiya Janata Party Karyakartas were killed in the post-poll violence in Bengal, I mean, you contradicted me saying that this is disputed.
The
That
numbers
the number
are
may not be
disputed.
50. Well, numbers may be disputed. It may not be 50, it may be 49. It may not be 50, it may be 52. It may not be 49, it may be 45. But remember, we should not be disturbed with this number. The disturbing factor is that the post-poll violence which has been promoted after every election, during every election under the regime of Miss Nirmam Banerjee is something which we have been deaf to, which we have turned a blind eye towards. And that's the reason as to why today Mr. Dev and his political party is getting the confidence that they can do anything and everything, and they can call these horrendous murders just a drop of hat. They can call these cough and sneezes. This is death of democracy under Nirmam Banerjee.
Okay, you've used the word Nirmam Banerjee now half a dozen times. Bikash Ranjan Bhattacharya, CPIM MP, is joining us. Mr. Bhattacharya, there will be those, and I keep hearing this from friends in Kolkata, that this is part of a long legacy, 30 years of CPM rule, especially at Panchayat level. We saw killings and murders taking place of rivals. Now we are seeing the TMC in power, and therefore what the TMC is doing is a continuum of the political violence, the cycle that Bengal finds itself in. Do you concede that this started in the left rule and has continued since?
See, this proposition is really is advanced by those who are supporting this sort of horrendous killings. There might have been political scuffles, but there was no killing of such nature arising out of election. There might be other land disputes. I am not going to that. That's a bigger matter, can be discussed in a different aspect. But the issue is now what is happening in state of West Bengal. This is not a case, an isolated one. What had happened? One young man called Anish, police during the midnight raided his house, killed him, and threw his body, attempting to show that he had committed suicide. And in fact, there was no investigation started by the police till the people in the area and the other organizations stood up and raised their voice. Then only they constitute a seat. Thereafter, councillors were murdered consecutive days, councillors of Trinamool Congress. And in each case, we find that the police is totally inactive. In effect, the police was compelled to be inactive, and they connived with this extortion of money, which has become the only source of income by the TMC leaders in the state. And there the police is a party to this. Therefore, the police action to maintain law and order is really something which is not
so you have no faith. You have no faith in the West Bengal police. You have no faith in the West Bengal police.
Personal experience in Birbhum. Incidentally, I am very sorry to say that at the present moment, the West Bengal police has shown their total callousness, and they are not in a position to control and maintain the law and order.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it.
Let me for a moment...
Constitution of seat in every matter, and every matter people have to go to the court for justice.
Let me for a moment just turn to Shikha Mukherjee and listen to her, because Shikha, you've looked at Bengal politics for decades. What are we seeing now? The violence spiraling out of control, or is this part of a continuum? It happened in the left years. Now the TMC is the supreme ruler of West Bengal. There are no challenges, and you've got these internal feuds which are resulting in these bloody killing fields in places like Birbhum.
Well, political violence, there is a very long history of political violence in West Bengal. And the political violence persists because there is the turf wars between political competitors, between political rivals, is sort of played out in terms of violence. There seems to be somehow or the other a lack of political will to contain violence as a way of establishing dominance over turf. I mean, there are the turf and what is area domination has become, violence is being used as the means of doing so. And this is something which is very unfortunate in West Bengal's history. And
has it got worse? Has it got worse?
Yes, it has. It has, in a sense, gone worse, because what is worse is the internal fights of a party being fought in terms of violence. What has happened at Rampurhat is one Trinamool leader being killed, and and his rival within the Trinamool being attacked. So now this is a problem. This is a problem within the Trinamool. Trinamool has multiple leaders in multiple locations, and because of the competition within the party for getting ahead, of being the face of the party in that particular area, of being in control of that particular turf, the intensity of the fight, internal fight, has
so you're saying this is interesting. You're saying this is a form of area domination. Bishwajit Deb, you're in a way, the questions have to be raised now over the way the structure of your party is. You see, Mamata Banerjee has won Mamata Banerjee won a major victory last year, but the victory should lead in a way that she represents all the people of Bengal. You can't have these political killings taking place, whether it's within the Trinamool Congress or whether it is of your political rivals. For you to come on the show today and say there are no political killings is laughable.
No, the question, whatever she is saying, I just now heard. Yes. Internal rivalry within the Trinamool. I don't agree to that. An incident has happened and it is under investigation. It is under very preliminary stage of investigation. A
deputy sarpanch is killed, and within 24 hours, 8 people are killed. I mean, who killed them?
We cannot jump to the conclusion that yes, this has happened. It is in a very preliminary stage of investigation. So we must know exactly what has happened, and that will be revealed after the investigation is over. Now the High Court is also seized of the matter. Now let us wait and watch and see what happens. But before that, the way the opposition has started to fish in the troubled water, I'm sorry to say that this is not expected.
Now, what do you want the opposition to do? What do you want the opposition to do? To garland the government? What do you want the opposition to do?
I am again repeating, they are playing a dirty politics. We are again saying that the angle of conspiracy, that is also being investigated.
No, what conspiracy? What is this conspiracy? A deputy sarpanch of your party is killed. The next day, his rival and the family is burnt to death. What is the conspiracy here?
Who knows that? How can you come to the conclusion that it is his rival? How can you say specifically that it has not been done at the instance of the opposition parties?
Come on now. Come on, Mr. Deb, please.
It is only the investigation, after the investigation is over, that we can know.
Okay. Okay, you're saying it could be a conspiracy and the investigation will show. Sambit Patra, quick response to that, because it appears
that conspiracy angle is not ruled out.
Okay, you're not ruling it out.
State government is investigating into that particular angle.
Well, I would be very surprised if people would engage in these local level killings to bring down the Mamata government, which is frankly very secure, large majority. But Sambit Patra, a response from you to that.
Rajdeep, I would simply say that they are not only insensitive, but they are shameless as well. They should hear their own DG Police. The DG Police himself says that we don't see a political angle of any other opposition party in these murder. I mean, of course, the whole Bengal media is replete with the internal rivalry angle. Even their own leaders are speaking about it. We don't have to speak on television. But most importantly and interestingly, just imagine, Rajdeep, if internal rivalry within TMC and the wish, the aspiration of area domination within TMC, they do this to their own workers. Just imagine what they must be doing to the workers of the opposition party, what they must be doing to the main opposition party, that is the Bharatiya Janata Party's worker. This is well imaginable now if this is what they do for area domination. And Rajdeep, I am intrigued and I am sorry to state one thing, that what we are trying at our behest, I mean, we are trying to save TMC, we are trying to in fact give a cover firing to Mamata Banerjee by saying that the violence is a nature of Bengal. Violence, in fact, is in continuum in politics of Bengal. That way, we are trying to, in fact, tarnish the image of Bengal and Bengali.
No, I'm only Mr. Dr. Patra. I'm giving the hard facts as have existed over the last 20. No. Mr. Dev.
I agree.
I'm giving the hard facts, sir.
Image of Bengal.
Rajdeep, I never shout in the middle of anyone. Why is it that everyone shouts when I speak?
You are trying to malign Bengal.
Okay, you're trying to malign Bengal.
Mr. Dev be quiet?
Yeah, somehow you're getting under Mr. Dev's skin, but very quickly, Dr. Patra, go ahead. You're maligning the image of Bengal.
No, Rajdeep, I don't have to even answer this question. Such a sensitive issue. I mean, on the television channel, we cannot even show the charred bodies of those 8 people, you know. It is so horrendous, so inhuman. And
it is, but many of your social media, many of your social media warriors are just doing that. So, you also have to tell them, please do not show close-ups of those bodies. That doesn't help matters either.
No, Rajdeep, I'll tell you one thing. If you don't show, let me tell you, if these bodies were not shown, Rajdeep, then today very cleverly, many in the media, many Ace reporters would have very conveniently got away with this topic, would not even have debated this topic, because this is what they want. Today they have been forced to debate this topic because the gory images have left this country shell-shocked. And that's the reason as to why we are having this debate.
No.
Otherwise, we would be discussing about Russia and Ukraine.
Not at all.
We would not be discussing about Bengal because...
Not at all. It's a shocking incident in itself. It's a shocking incident that deserves to be... The Bengal government needs to be questioned.
Today, because of us, we know it's shocking. Otherwise, many such shocking incidents in Bengal, it's not new. In Bengal, we have such horrendous murders. Remember a boy called as Mandal? A minor boy called as Mandal, just because he used to work for Bharatiya Janata Party, he was hanged by a tree and behind his back it was written that now you should die because you work for Bharatiya Janata Party. This is what has been happening in West Bengal under TMC.
But
it's high time we have to open our eyes now.
Can I ask direct question?
Sir, go ahead.
Mr. Bhattacharya, you first. Do you want the government dismissed? Do you believe that this is reason enough to dismiss a government? It's a terrible incident. But should it lead to the dismissal of the government as the Congress and BJP are calling for?
That's not the way of dealing with the situation. Dismissal of government would give further mileage to Mamata Banerjee. Now, it's our whole target is to arouse the conscience of the people and fight it back. Not through constitutional machinery. The constitutional machinery has also failed in many parts of the country. Therefore, that's not the answer. That's not the solution. And we condemn that attitude if anybody takes.
Okay, so you're saying constitutional measures. Shikha Mukherjee, very quickly, do you think that this incident pushes Mamata Banerjee on the back foot? Does she have to act? Can she act? Do you believe Mamata Banerjee has the political will to act against some of her own local dons and dadas, the likes of Anubrato Mandal in Birbhum, if they are in any way responsible?
Well, I think she's in a trap because she would like to act against them, during the municipal polls which have just happened, she was very, very categorical about the internal fights. She was quite open about the fact that there is internal feuding within the Trinamool, and that is a bad idea. The BJP, of course, has its own internal problems in West Bengal too. However, Mamata Banerjee is in a trap. She has lots of leaders, lots of small local leaders, and she needs them because the party is now trying to make sure that by 2024 there is effectively no competition. Therefore, she needs people to manage her elections. She needs people to hold the grounds. And therefore, how is she going to deal with this problem is something that she's rushing to Birbhum tomorrow, specifically to convey a message. And that message is going to be very interesting to see because she will have to deal with the internal feuding within the party.
So you're saying, Mamata Banerjee, in a sense, also has a huge challenge before her. Mr. Dev, final word to you. Why don't you end this program by admitting that yes, the Trinamool Congress leadership, that the government needs to act against those who take law and order into their own hands, that the time has come to end these politics of the local level, dadas. Admit it.
The Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal has categorically made a statement that no culprit will be spared. Everyone,
so those are fine words,
will be taken to justice. Now let me tell you one thing. For 2024, the people of Bengal are with Mamata Banerjee. Mamata Banerjee. The people of Bengal is there. The people of Bengal will support Mamata Banerjee, just like the people of Bengal has supported Mamata Banerjee in 2021. The people of Bengal will remain with Mamata Banerjee and support her in 2024 also.
Okay. We'll leave it at that.
Mamata Banerjee will not need.
Sir, whether elections are not enough. Sir, Mamata Banerjee may well win an election. People, why is it that... Why?
We condemn such incidents.
But Mamata Banerjee will encourage killings.
The state government will see.
Condemnation is not enough. Action is needed. Sorry, sir. Condemnation is not enough. This cycle of violence in Bengal must stop. It does no good to the image of Bengal or indeed Mamata Banerjee's government. The time has come for Mamata Banerjee to act.
The government has taken considerable steps.
We will wait and see what those steps are.
The seat has been formed.
Okay.
Seat has been formed. Already investigation is under process.
Okay.
And we will see that the culprits are taken to book.
We will wait and see whether that actually happens. For now, clearly, the last 24 hours have bruised the image of Mamata Banerjee clearly. I appreciate my guest joining us. The last thing this country needs is to see the kind of violence we've just seen in Birbhum in the last 48 hours.